So the other day I was out showing property to a couple that were looking for a new home here in Port St Lucie, and we got to talking about the real estate market in Florida and in Port St Lucie in particular, and they asked me what I thought was going to happen with the real estate market in Port St Lucie and when prices were going to turn around and start to appreciate, and just kind of talking in general. And so I told them the story of the lots that I bought back about 10 years ago when I was a newly licensed agent. My broker at the time gave me a couple of files from an agent who was in our office who was retiring, and one of the files was for a piece of vacant land on Kester Road here in Port St Lucie. And so I called the lady up that owned the property, and I told her that I could see that the property had been listed for 400 or 500 days or whatever it was, and we hadn't had any offers on it, and I was going to drive out to the property and make sure that we still had a sign on the property advertising it for sale, and that I was going to check and make sure all of the information that was in the multiple listing was correct, and that we would continue to try to sell her property for her, and that I was the new guy, that the other agent had retired, and I gave her my name and phone number and all that. And a couple of 3 weeks later I got a call from her, and she said that she had just been given the notice of special assessment that the city had sent out to notify property owners that they were going to be assessed for running city utilities, water and sewer lines along the front of the property. And the special assessment was in the amount of, I think, $3,500 or so, and we were only trying to sell the lot for about $2,500. Lot prices were very low at the time, taking a long time to sell, and so she felt like, boy, she didn't really want to pay a $3,500 assessment on a $2,500 lot, and so she asked me what would happen if she decided not to pay and if she just, walked away from this whole thing. And I told her that eventually the city would seize the property for unpaid taxes, and they would sell it on the courthouse steps, as they say, and she was ready to do that. And so I said, well, if you're really wanting to get rid of the property that badly and you don't care if you get anything for it, I'd buy the property from you for $10. And she was a little hesitant and said, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, we won't charge you any commission. I'll pay all the closing costs. I'll pick up the property taxes for the year, and you will net a check for $10 at closing. She thought about it a little bit and then said, well, just go ahead and send me the contract and we'll do that. And so I sent her the contract, and she signed it, and we bought the property for $10. It actually cost me about $250 with the closing costs and title insurance and paying the property taxes for the year, that kind of thing. So I own this lot. Well, about a month later or something, I got a call from a fella in California, and he had inherited a piece of property on Hamberland Avenue, and he said, I've never been to Port St Lucie. I have no intention of ever coming to Port St Lucie. I've got this lot there that I inherited from my dad. Now I've got this notice of special assessment. They want $3,500 or so from me. So I don't know what to do, and I just want to, what happens if I don't pay this special assessment? And I said, well, eventually they'll seize it and sell it on the courthouse steps, and if you really want to just get rid of the lot, well, I would give you $10 for it. And he said, send me a contract. So I sent the contract to him, closed on the lot, and now I own two lots, and I had a total of about $500 into the pair. I figured I really couldn't go too wrong on this thing, and so I just kind of sat on those lots. Well, a year or two later, the builders kind of discovered Port St Lucie and started buying residential lots in the area. Lots that had been sitting on the market for, in some cases, years, were suddenly starting to sell. And I got contacted by a builder who came to me and said, Bruce, I see you own a couple of lots down in the southwest area of the city, one on Kester, one on Hamberland. Are you interested in selling them? And I said, well, make me an offer. And he said, well, I'll give you $7,500 a piece for them. So I said, well, write the contract, of course, let's sell those lots. So he wrote the contract, and I closed on the lots, and I thought, boy, I really did good on that. I bought the pair for $500, and I sold them for $15,000. That's a pretty good profit, and was very pleased with myself. And then I watched as lot prices in the area started to go up and up and up, and eventually topped out at about $75,000 each. So about 10 times what I sold mine for, and kind of wished I'd hung on to them a little longer, at least one of them. But now when people ask me, where's the real estate market going, what's going to happen, I tell them my $10 lot story, because boy, I wish I had that crystal ball. I'd been about $135,000 richer, and so I don't know when the real estate market's going to turn around, how fast it's going to turn around, where the prices are going to top out, where they're going to bottom out. I don't really have the answer to those questions, and I honestly don't think that anybody really does. There's a lot of experts out there that some of them are predicting a double dip where prices are going to go down further. Others are saying, well, we've hit the bottom and we're on our way back up. I really don't know myself. I'm an optimist. I think that we're starting to see some signs of the trends reversing, but my best advice is do some reading, do some research, try to get the best information you can, and even then, probably just as well flip a coin to decide whether it's time to buy or sell or not. Thanks for listening.